Hi everybody, Scott McGinnis, Armsportvideos back again with you, still at Calico's Lounge, and stopping by right now. My guest is up-and-coming arm wrestler, fairly new to the sport, Ryan Purdy of Halifax, Nova Scotia. Hi Ryan, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Not too bad. First, tell me what first got you interested in arm wrestling? And you will have to hold the mic up a little bit more.
I think we just started. We were doing it in high school all the time, just as kids, trying to just. It was a test of strength then.
Yeah.
And we just thought, you know what? The first tournament came to our hometown. When I believe when the tournament comes close to your hometown, it gives you the incentive to try it and say, you know what? I'm going to try it. And see
and your
goes.
your hometown is where?
What was in right around Tatamagouche.
Tatamagouche, Nova Scotia. Okay.
That's right. And so we decided to try it out, and noticed and realized then, wow, this isn't just strength.
Yeah.
There's so much technique and stuff in it that it made it more like it was more of a sport than it was just a strength thing. So it really gave you the, you're really something when you get better at this sport, because it's not just a matter of strength. Anybody can really
how did you do your very first organized tournament?
First tournament, I ended up 4th heavyweight. I was 2 pounds over for the middleweight class.
Okay.
I got 4th heavyweight in the class, right-handed. I remember I got a win against Tim Wrigley that day, and Mark Kroos. First
really?
time ever. Yeah, well, we were all pretty new, so I was pretty excited over that. Yep.
So finishing 4th, so did that give you, so what's going through your head afterwards? I really like this, I want to get better, or?
Well, I was very shocked. I had 4th my brother, who I could never touch in a tournament. What really struck me weird was he ended up with 8th in it.
Okay.
So I thought, something's different here. How did this happen? And it just made me think, 4th, and I had no technique, and I watched some of the guys like Will Sardi. He was new into it, but he had the technique down, and I watched them, and I thought, this is really an act to this, and it made me think, it gives me something to really work out for and really look forward to coming up in all the months and stuff. So I just started training for it, and it just kept coming along, and I just started liking it more and more and more, because it was, like I said, like a sport, which made me really interested in it.
Okay, so have you been to a nationals yet? You've been to a Canadian Arm Wrestling Championships?
Yeah, I went to 2. I went to the very first one, and I competed at the 198 class. I was, I wasn't in the shape I am now.
So your first nationals, where was it? Do you remember?
Kokan, New Brunswick.
Kokan, okay.
Yeah, and then the second one last year was in Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Okay.
That's right. And that one there, I think I placed 10th or 11th.
Okay.
And it was a whole different thing. It was brand new again to me. Everything was new. It was like I walked in thinking, I'm going to do pretty well at this. I think it'll turn out well. But it was, you're so nervous with all the people. It was completely different than what you would normally.
Okay.
It was just different than the circuit we're used to here.
Yeah.
So I wasn't ready for that at all.
No?
No. It took me by surprise.
So on the referees is ready to go. Are you frozen? What happened? Was it mental? Was it physical?
I think it was more mental. I think maybe a little part, 5% was physical, but realizing it was so much. It was mental, definitely, because I just got up there and I just thought, you were so much more nervous pulling people from different provinces and not used to doing that.
Yeah.
And you didn't know the guy, but now when you arm wrestle in Atlantic Canada enough, you get to know everybody. You can even talk to the guy just as friends before you start. So then it's no big deal what happens. It's
Okay.
you can do better that way, it seems. But I just got to get used to it, and that's all that matters.
So you came away from Fredericton, the nationals in Fredericton, thinking what? I gotta work harder at the gym. I have to work on my mental game.
Well,
what did you think you had to work on?
I looked at it as I believe that even the guy who won, I think it was Kyle Stiletto who
from
won,
Ontario, yeah.
Right, and I do believe he was better than me. I believe that most of the guys were better than me, but by I honestly believe such a small percentage that it made me think, I got to get on the table more. It's not just the gym. I got to get on the table more, which gets me more used to arm wrestling on its own, and just take it more serious and not just think of other things.
Okay.
Like working out was I did it more than anything else, and it just made me think, if I had the skill and trained, and I talked to a few of them, they said they practice, I practice 4 times a week specifically for arm wrestling, and I thought, well, there you go right there. That just goes to show I'm practicing once every 6 weeks, and I'm expecting to be up there where these guys are. It just wasn't the same. So I knew I have to get to the practice and get on the table. That's the main thing.
So since Fredericton, just last year, have you been able to do that? Have you been getting more practice in?
I was, and then I wasn't, and then I'm practicing more than I definitely did. Because my brother and I have a table at home, and we do actually get to practice. That is, I'm really happy over that. However, it's different once again to grab the other people's hands, and you get used to everybody. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Especially when you're with the guys that were in the sport for years and years that can really help you out for the little things that you're missing. So I think I need to now say, okay, not only do I just need to practice, I need to practice with the guys that can really help me out. not just alone with my brother, because I mean both of us can only teach each other what we already know.
Right.
So.
Okay. So now, what are your goals for this year in arm wrestling?
I would like to definitely I would like this year. I plan on pulling the 187 class at nationals.
Okay.
And I would like to really get top 5.
Okay.
I believe I can. I really do. I believe if I start taking this more serious with practice-wise, I believe I can definitely finish top 5 now. After I think I got the mental game out of my head. Nobody knows me as well, so I think that kind of worked in my favor as well. People walked up to me. Will be walking up to me again thinking, just another guy.
Yeah, who's this guy?
That's right. And I believe I got that nervousness out of me because I got to have the whole feel of being at the table. So I would like to place top 5 in nationals this year. That would be my main goal. And eventually I would like to keep going. It would be a big honor to be invited to the Arnolds. I do know that. I would like to someday do that. And I believe you have to get first or second.
You have to qualify for the Arnolds. In Canada, the only qualifying tournament is the Canadian Nationals, I believe.
Right.
And then other than that, you'd have to go to stateside.
That's right.
To go to one of the qualifying tournaments. Having been and going to my second one in a few weeks, it's a very eye-opening, unique experience to go to the Arnolds.
And I don't intend to do too well at the Arnolds the first time I go, but I would just really like to go. It'd be definitely, like I said, an honor to be able to invite it to the Arnolds. So knowing that I must have. This guy's here. He must have did well in his, in his country to be able to invite it here. So.
Yeah, for the most part, it's a lot of top level pullers are at the Arnold. So yeah, to be included in that group,
right,
it would be quite an honor. But I will say this though, for those of you that don't know Ryan Purdy already, he is one of the up and coming young guns in arm wrestling on the East Coast here. And I would say in another year or two, I think most people will know who you are. So listen, thanks very much for stopping by. I appreciate it, and good luck to you the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Ryan.